Welcome back. This is video 2 in the Flash Game Archive version 3 series. In this video we are going to explore some of the advanced features of the sort option bar, including loading a Flash game from your local computer, what's available in the settings area, and we will have a look at the other buttons found in the game info area. After you have chosen a category using the category list drop-down, you can use the sort options bar to revise the games you are seeing in the results list. Let's take a closer look at what the buttons in the sort options bar do. The first button in the sort option bar is the random button. When it's clicked, it will randomly choose games to be listed in the results area. The next button is the favorites button. Clicking it will display only the games that you have set as your favorites by using the toggle favorite button found in the game info area. Next, we have the newest button. Clicking it will display a list of the newest games added to the category you have selected in the category select drop-down. When you have the all category selected, it will display the newest games added in the last game pack release. The number and letter buttons, when clicked, will display a list of games from the selected category that start with the letter you clicked. This is a great way to sort your way through the thousands of games available in the Flash Game Archive. Way over on the right side of the screen after the letter buttons, we have the search button. When clicked, it will open a panel with a search bar. You can now do advanced multi-word searches, or you can search for a certain tag. The results from your search will be listed in the results area, and will not include adult content. On this side of the screen, we also have the Load Local button, which when clicked will show a panel that will give you the ability to choose a Flash game from your local computer to be played. Because we don't curate your personal Flash collection, we can't guarantee that the game will work, and loading games locally is done so at your own risk. This is also how you will be able to play FGA games that you have downloaded for offline play. The final button, before the Quit Application button, is the Settings button. When clicked, it will display a panel with tabs of options that we will go over later in the video. And that's it for the overview of the sort options bar. Next, let's take a more in-depth look at some of the FGA features. In the category drop-down, you will be able to choose from a variety of categories. A random selection of games is listed from within a category when one is chosen. You can pick from a bunch of game genres. A few special options in this drop-down are High Score, which will list games that support high score competition and community leaderboards. Animations, which aren't games but were still a big part of the Flash history we are preserving in FGA. There are also Adult and Adult Animation options, which contain adult games and animations. Now we will take a look at a few of the panels you can access using buttons on the sort options bar. The first one we will look at is the search button. Let's give it a click. The search panel pops up and we are presented with a familiar search bar. Type in your search here and then click the Perform Search button. The results will be listed in the results area. If you want to leave this panel without searching, you can click the Close Panel button, located here. Next, let's click the Load Local button, located here. Here is the Load Local panel. We need to choose a Flash game or SWF file from your local computer. To do this, you need to click the Choose SWF button. A new panel is shown that lets you choose a file from your local computer. You should be familiar with this kind of system navigation panel already. Only SWF files are shown, and once you have clicked on the game you want to load, click the OK button to load the game instantly. This is how you will be able to play the Flash games downloaded from FGA when you don't have access to an internet connection. If you want to exit this panel without loading a local game, use the Close Panel button located in the top right corner. The Settings button is next. Let's give it a click. There are a bunch of options here, so let's just go over them quickly. The tabs along the top let the navigate the different areas available in this settings panel. To start, let's have a look at this main settings tab. We have some resolution changing buttons at the top, which you probably won't need to use since you can now resize the screen dynamically. We also have a button to open the FGA Downloads folder, which is where all of your FGA downloaded games are stored. Below that is the Restore Old SOL File button, that will reset your Flash player permission back to what they were before you used FGA. The SOL file just controls where Flash games can be played from on your computer. We needed to update it so that FGA would work with all Flash games. There is no reason to use this button unless you have issues loading games outside of FGA. There is also a button to open your Flash Saves folder on your computer, in case you want to back up or delete some of your game save files. This button may not work if you have custom Flash player settings. If you are having issues with a particular Flash game, you can use the Flash version drop-down to choose what version of Flash is used when playing games. This is another option that you will probably never need to use, but is nice to have. And the last setting on this tab is the Arcade Cabinet Mode toggle. If you toggle this on, FGA will always start in full screen mode no matter what your screen resolution is. We added this feature because we wanted to add Flash games to our arcade cabinet and figured others might as well. Let's click on the Contribute tab in the tab selection area. The Contribution tab only has one button, the Support Us on Patreon button. Click this button to see how to support FGA using Patreon. By becoming a Patreon supporter, your name will be added to the Game Guardians panel, and you will help the Flash Game Archive with costs associated with running a data-intensive free service. Let's click on the last tab available, the About tab. There isn't much to see here, but one important part is the current count of games in the Flash Game Archive. Let's exit the Settings panel and go back to the main FGA screen by clicking the Close Panel button. Well, that was a lot of information in a short amount of time. Feel free to review this video as needed to get comfortable with some of the new features in FGA version 3. In our next and final video in this series, we will look at the buttons available in the game info area, including the tags panel. Bye, see you in the next video.